Dear students, today we are going to see a new topic which is dissolution of partnership firm. As you may recall, we have been discussing about various cases of reconstitution earlier, right? So all those cases we have already studied in detail and that was reconstitution of partnership, which is also dissolution of partnership. Okay, so when we see this particular topic, dissolution of partnership firm, we have to clearly distinguish between dissolution of partnership here and dissolution of partnership firm. Okay, so our new topic is dissolution of partnership firm. We have already studied dissolution of partnership where under reconstitution. Now, dear students, if you may recall what we studied under reconstitution, which is also known as dissolution of partnership. Dear students, when we say dissolution of partnership, we mean partnership agreement, right? The existing agreement or the old agreement changes into a new agreement. So this may take place in case of admission. You can see it here in the first case. Okay, two partners A, B and a new partner C coming to the business, which is known as admission. We have already completed that. Now the second case, you see three partners are doing business A, B and C, and one partner is leaving the business. One partner is retiring from the business C, so which is known as retirement. We have studied that also. Now there is another case, that is death. Okay, like in the same case, three partners are doing the business and one partner dies and there is reconstitution takes place. So reconstitution may takes place in different forms. It may be admission, it may be retirement, it may be death, and without that also there can be reconstitution. How? Through mutual consent, the partners may change their existing ratio, right? So they may change their partnership agreement and they make a new partnership agreement. Here there is no admission, no retirement, no death. This is also reconstitution. So in all the three cases, you can see 1, 2, 3. In all the three cases, reconstitution takes place, dear students, and we may call that reconstitution as dissolution of partnership. Clear? Dissolution of partnership. Now our new topic is dissolution of partnership firm. When there is dissolution of partnership firm, the whole business comes to an end. You can see that here the partnership business is completely closing down. No more business, no more accounts, no more business activities. Everything is coming to an end. Now let us say how this dissolution of partnership firm takes place. There are different methods or modes of dissolution of a firm. How a partnership firm should be closed down and why it should be closed down. There are many reasons. I have given here some 5 reasons one by one. You may see that first one, it may happen through an agreement by all the partners through mutual agreement, mutual consent. So all the partners, if they agree to close down the partnership business, they can do it without any problem. They have to follow certain formalities and they can close down the business. Just like how they started the business, they can finish their business also. That is the first one, right? Now the second one, that is, the second one is compulsory dissolution. Sometimes the partners are forced to close down their business. Okay, so in this case I have given three letters here. Okay, three I's rather. Okay, so this shows, or this represents different situation. Okay, first one, if the business is illegal, if the partners are doing something illegal which is against the rules of the country, which is against the rules and regulations of the country, we call it we say the partnership business is illegal, so they will be forced to close down the business. The second one is insolvency. That means if the partners, or if the partnership business, what to say, the asset are less than the liabilities, when the liabilities are more, we call it case of insolvency. It can happen with the partners assets are less, liabilities are more, so they will find it very difficult to pay off their liabilities. Okay, so this is a clear case of insolvency. So if there is insolvency, then partners may find it very difficult to continue the business, so they will be closing down the business. So if all the partners, or all except one, if all the partners or all except one becomes insolvent, then they will have to close down the business, because only one person cannot run the business, so they have to compulsorily close down. Okay, the first one is if the business is illegal. Second one, if the partners are insolvent. Then third one, if the partners are insane. If there is insanity, if anyone becomes unsound mind, then they will have to close down the business. If all the partners, or all except one, becomes unsound mind, insane, they will have no option but to close down the business. So these are the three cases of compulsory dissolution. So please remember these three terms. You can remember it very easily. Three I's: illegal, insanity, insolvency. Okay, now the third case, the partnership may be closed down due to some contingencies. Not maybe, when there are some emergencies taking place, some immediate situations take place, some contingencies come across, then the partnership has to close down the business. And these contingencies are: number one, if the partnership was started for a specific partnership has started to do a specific job, or if it has started for doing some specific project or some venture, then when that project is completed, when that particular activity is completed, when it is over, then partnership business has to be closed down. Number one, right? Then number two, if it is formed, if the partnership business is formed for a specific period, okay, it may be formed for, let us say, 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. Then after that specific period, the partnership business will be automatically closed down, right? If there is some other emergency situation coming up, like the death of the partners, or suddenly there is an insolvency or something happening, then also it can be put under the third category also. Okay, certain contingencies, certain emergencies. So because of that, the partnership business may be dissolved. Then number four, dissolution by notice. If a partner gives a notice to the other partners in order to close down the business, then they may close down the business. Okay, now number five, that is through court intervention. Sometimes when there is some problem, some big problem happening in the partnership business, and the court will interfere, or someone can approach the court against the partnership business, then the court will interfere and the court will dissolve the business, right? Two cases, main cases I have written. One is breach of partnership agreement by one party or the business as a whole. Then the matter goes to the court. Then court can dissolve the business. That is breach. BR means breach. Breach of trust. Breach of agreement. Next one is transfer of a partner's share to another party, to a third party. So in that case also the court can interfere and the partnership business can be dissolved. So if the interest of a partner or more than one partner is transferred to other parties, other people or other entities, and if there is a breach of agreement by the partnership business, then partnership business can be dissolved by court. Dear students, we discussed about the various types of dissolution of partnership firm. Okay, so when this dissolution of partnership, when the dissolution of partnership firm takes place, what is exactly happening? So this is what is happening at the time of dissolution. Dear students, in the partnership business there will be assets. Okay, so all the assets will be either sold in the market and cash will be realized, or the assets may be taken by some of the partners. Okay, so assets may be either sold in the market or taken over by the partners, right? Okay, so if the assets are sold, the cash will come to the business, and this cash or this money will be used for the payment of liabilities, right? So this is what will happen at the time of dissolution of a business. In the partnership firm there will be assets as well as liabilities. Okay, so there will be different types of assets. There will be fixed assets, there will be current assets, and remember this current assets also include, you can see, cash and bank. Okay, so without considering this cash and bank, all the other assets, okay, all the assets except cash or bank will be sold in the market. It may be sold or it may be taken over by any of the partners, no problem. So if it is sold in the market, then cash will be realized. Okay, we will get cash, and that cash will be used for settling all the liabilities in the business. If there is anything left out after payment of all the liabilities, first the external liabilities will be paid. Okay, I will show you how this particular procedure will take place, how the liabilities will be settled. Okay, this is how the assets are used for settling the liabilities or settling the accounts of the partnership business, right? First, the expenses has to be paid. At the time of realization there will be different types of expenses happening while settling the accounts, so that realization expenses has to be met. Then the third party's debts have to be paid. Third party liabilities like creditors, like loans, bills payable, bank overdraft, loan from partners, relatives, etc. All these liabilities will be paid. Then partners also will have some loans given to the partnership business, so that is another liability, so that has to be paid next. Then after the payment of these two types of internal liabilities, then the partner's capital has to be paid. Then after completing all these, like a first payment of expenses, I am repeating, first payment of expenses, then third party liabilities, then partner's loan, then partner's capital. When all these liabilities are paid, or after clearing all these liabilities, if there is any surplus, if there is any money left out, that will be shared by the partners in their profit sharing ratio. So this is how the settlement accounts will take place. Dear students, these are the important accounts to be prepared at the time of dissolution of a partnership firm. Number one, realization account. Dear students, you have to understand clearly the difference between realization account and revaluation account. It is very important. You have to clearly distinguish between this realization account and revaluation account. This is where most of the time students make the mistakes. Both sounds similar, so there may be some confusion. Dear students, this revaluation account is prepared. Okay, the second one you can see revaluation account is prepared at the time of reconstitution of business. Okay, this is mainly prepared at the time of admission, retirement and death. Right? Not only that, in the revaluation account, only those assets of which the values are changed will be brought to the books or will be recorded. But in realization account, all the assets will be considered except cash account, bank account and capital accounts. Of course, we do this separately. We prepare these accounts separately, so we don't bring those accounts to the realization account. Okay, cash account, bank account, capital account, and if there any reserve and all, we don't bring it to realization account. Otherwise, all the other assets and liabilities, both current liability and fixed liability, both the current asset and fixed assets, all will be brought to the realization account. That is the main difference between revaluation account and realization account. Of course, both are nominal accounts. After preparing both the accounts, we get either profit or loss. Okay, right. So the first account which is prepared at the time of dissolution of a partnership business is realization account. Next, we prepare partners capital account. It is more or less same as that of reconstitution of partnership. Then we prepare cash or bank account. Here we prepare it separately, and after that everything is over. No balance sheet is prepared. Why there is no balance sheet, dear students? Because there is no balances, there are no accounts. If there are no accounts left out, because all the accounts are closed. When the accounts are closed completely, there won't be any balances, and if there are no balances, there will not be any balance sheet. No need to prepare any balance sheet. So here in dissolution of partnership business, no balance sheet is to be prepared. Okay, this is more or less the concept of dissolution of partnership business. We have discussed the concept of dissolution of partnership. We have seen the difference between dissolution of partnership and dissolution of partnership firm, and how and why this partnership firm's dissolution takes place. We have seen different situations, and how the procedure, the whole dissolution procedure of partnership business takes place, how the assets are settled, how the money is used for clearing the liabilities. We have seen. Then we also studied which are the important, we have seen which are the important accounts prepared at the time of dissolution of partnership business. And now we will see how realization account is prepared. Right? So that we will see in another class. Okay.